The Quayside Cat by Toby Forward and Ruth Brown. When the sea sucks back from the harbour wall and the sunlight strokes the cobbled streets, the Quayside cat, Jim, goes to talk with Old Tregarn about his days long ago at sea. They looked out at the tall ships, and Tregarn tells his tales. "Rats as big as chickens, big as I was, some of them. I picked them off and shook them by the neck. Once a crew of pirates hove alongside and boarded us. The fighting went on all day and half the night. But the storms, when the winds picked up, those were the times to watch yourself. The deck sloped like a church roof, and no man could stand." "I'd love to be a ship's cat like you," says Jim. "But 'tis a hard life aboard." "You make it so exciting." "It was, but where there's excitement, there's danger." "Tell me another story." "Tomorrow. I'm tired. Look, the sun's almost gone." "But I want to go aboard and feel the deck move and stand under the sails when they fill with wind. I want to feel the tip and rock of the ship." "You want the safe earth beneath your paws," replies Old Tregarn. "You want your whiskers in fresh milk every day and a fire to curl up by. Don't go to sea. Go home." "No," says Jim. "I'm going tonight. Take me aboard. Show me." Old Tregarn sees a boat coming out to the ship. "Come on then," he says. "Let's jump aboard." The water lifts the boat, rise and fall, gentle harbour sway. Jim presses close to Old Tregarn. "Is it always like this?" "Shh! At sea the waves are as big as hills, tall as the steeple." The boat ties alongside, and when all is clear they jump aboard. Jim stares up at the mast disappearing into the night. The rigging soars above them. "Quickly, come below," says Old Tregarn. Below decks, Jim presses close to Old Tregarn. "It's not how I thought it would be," says Jim. "Do you really like it?" "Once you've loved the sea, you'll always love her." A rat run over the barrel of a cannon and drops by Jim. The biggest rat he's ever seen. "Face 'em down, lad." "I want to go home," says Jim. "Too late. Hark to that rattle. That's the anchor, lad. We're leaving harbour on the night tide." Jim runs up and stares over the side. They're on the open sea. "Look," says Tregarn. "Dolphins. Watch them play and follow us." "I wish I could swim," says Jim, "but it's so rough I can't even stand up." "A pleasant swell. You'll learn to love it." Jim hides in a corner and puts his head against the timbers and is sick. Old Tregarn puts his face to the wind and purrs. The morning comes and Charlie, the cabin boy, makes a fuss of Jim and feeds him scraps of fish and meat. He puts Jim in his pocket and climbs up to the top of the mast. "I've never seen a seagull so close." "Careful," says Charlie. "They've got sharp beaks." "I wish I could fly," says Jim. "It was wonderful," he tells Old Tregarn. "I could see forever. The sea goes all the way to the sky." "Did you look out for pirates?" "Oh, yes." "And were you frightened?" "Not a bit." "Then let's go up together tomorrow." Once is enough. We might be in the way." At night they dance and feast. Jim gets tangled in the cabin boy's legs and they all laugh. The storms come and the ship rides the waves, as high as steeples, higher. The sails become so threadbare that when the crew hoist them, they catch just enough wind to move her through the water gently, as a father takes a child and leads it to safety. After the storm, the silence of the night at sea. "When can we go home?" asks Jim. "When the ship returns," replies Tregarn. "She's a good old ship, but the tackle and rig are old as well." The timber creaks, the deck splits. The sails are little more than lace tablecloths. "They'll no more catch the wind than a net catches water," says Old Tregarn. "Can we save her?" "She's too far gone to sail properly. She's taken in water as fast as they can bail her out." "Shall we drown?" Old Tregarn looks at the tattered sails. "Perhaps they'll hold." "We're home!" cries Jim, as the village hoves into sight. A pile of old sailcloth lies folded by the bulkhead. Old Tregarn curls up and sinks into the white frayed folds. "Let's go now," says Jim. "You go," replies Old Tregarn. "The boats are taking the crew ashore." "Come on then." Old Tregarn strokes his cheek against the weather-beaten sail. "One last voyage for me. I've had enough of land." "But the tide's on the turn." "Better go ashore then, Jim." Still the sea sucks back from the harbour wall, and still the sunlight strokes the cobbled streets. And now the quayside cat, old Jim, looks out at the tall ships and tells his tales about his days long ago at sea. "You make it so exciting." "It was." Jim smiles and watches until only the sunbeams on the sea remain.